talking about state today. So I'm going to share my entire screen this time so we don't have any issues with sharing tabs. And we're going to talk first about JCPS and level 2 projects. So this year we actually set a record for registration. We had 114 JCPS projects registered for state. So 18% of all projects that are going to be at state at Rupp Arena on April 19th will be JCPS projects. So that's pretty amazing that we're that well represented. In Fayette County, Lexington, they are number 2 with only 8%. They've got 51 projects. So very proud of JCPS. We've come a really long way, as you can kind of see here in the last 3 years. And if you were going to go back even further, you'd see even more of an uptick. So really impressive stuff. And thank you guys for registering projects. One thing I did notice this year is like people had multiple projects, which is always really impressive when you can get more than one project to state. So really should be proud of yourselves. And thank you so much for registering last week. So let's talk a little bit about state April 19th this year. The biggest questions I've got are the schedule, food, and just basically what you need to get ready for level 2 presentations. So looking at the schedule, the doors open for judges. Bus drop off begins at 8 o'clock. If you are part of the busing plan, you've already got your pickup times. You've got your depart times from Louisville and depart times from Lexington. So your schedule is pretty set. If you're privately transporting kids, these are important because you want to get there early enough to set up. And you also want to get there early enough to where your judge, if you're bringing a judge, can be trained properly. So you can get there pretty much 9 o'clock is kind of about around the time you want to get there. If you're a little late, if you walk in like 9:15, 9:20, it's not too big of a deal, honestly. So don't panic if you're a little later here than 9 a.m. But this is generally when you want to arrive. All right. So know that when you're leaving Louisville, and MapQuest or Google Google Maps it and kind of figure out when you need to leave, right? And I believe everybody here is taking a bus, except for I know Norton's not, right? You guys are privately transporting?
Yep, I have 15 students coming along to state, and they're all being transported by their parents.
Awesome. Well, that's the way to go. Perfect. That's awesome. So again, arrive around this time, this 9 a.m. time. Like I said, if you're a little late, 9:15, 9:20, that's not bad either. So it'll be okay. All right. Throughout the day, you see there the different things that happen. The STLP experiences. That's that 10 a.m. They open at 10 a.m. and that's just kind of the stuff for your kids to do when they're not competing. Or if you're Bowen and you're bringing 80 kids, and you've only got maybe 16 of them presenting the judges, you could have your other 64 kids doing these experiences throughout the day, right? When they're not competing in challenges and whatnot. So there's all kinds of stuff to do. Take advantage of the STLPX experience that's on the state website, which I'll again go over in just a minute to kind of show you what you can do there at state. Project judging does begin at 10 o'clock. You should be getting your judging times right after spring break. You'll get a judging time. It'll tell you when you're judged. So it's not going to be a thing where you show up that morning and you find out that, oh, we're being judged at 10:20. You're going to know what time your judge time is before you arrive at state on the 19th. Digital project finalists are announced, and you want to be at your table at that time. I recommend being at the table at least 10 minutes earlier than your judge time. So if you've got your kids going around doing experiences or whatever, report if your time's 10:20, be at your table by 10:10 and set up and ready to go, right? So digital product finalists announced. You've got DPOJ people you're taking, DPOJ semifinalists you're taking. Finalists are announced at 11 a.m. So that's always something kids are really interested in is, hey, did my digital art make it to the finals? Well, you'll find out at 11 a.m. that day. Level 3 advancing projects are announced. So that means the judging for level 2 begins at 10 a.m. and the judging for level 2 begins, or ends at around noon. So 10 to noon is generally the level 2 judging time. And then at 12:30, the level 3 advancing projects are announced. Okay. And then if you make it to level 3, judges will revisit your table and they will ask you questions about your project, and you will hopefully be on the top projects of the state at that point. Live challenges are happening through the day. We are hosting for JCPS. We're in charge of Spiro Hero. So if you entered Spiro Hero, you'll see a lot of our JCPS folks there. Sumo Bot, you'll see a lot of our JCPS folks at Sumo Bot as well. But there are other challenges throughout the day. Tech Bowl. We had 23 entries in the Tech Bowl. So it makes me really proud that you guys listened to me in those emails and you registered for Tech Bowl. So that's great. 23 entries in the Tech Bowl. I think the next closest district had like 6. So we're well represented in Tech Bowl, and if we don't win first or second place in Tech Bowl, I mean, what's going on with that? We really stacked the deck. So hopefully we do very well. Digital Product Award Show. So DPOJ awards are at 1:00. All right, and so what that is like you can go into Rupp Arena and they'll be on the stage, and you'll see on the scoreboard, basically the giant scoreboard there, where they'll be announcing all those DPOJ winners. That's the DPOJ Awards show happens during the day at 1 p.m. And the Project Award show happens later in the day, starting at 4 p.m. All right. And then level 3 project judging, live challenges conclude at 3. So I know this is interesting that the schedule is a little bit more condensed than last year. So hopefully they pull it off. But notice that level 3 judging begins here. Level 3 project judging concludes here at 3 p.m. So you kind of got a big window there for when those projects will be, those state champion projects will be announced. STLP experiences close at 3:30, and the project and challenge award show begins at 4:00. And his goal is to be wrapped up by 6. His goal is to be wrapped up by 6 this year. And I know that the bus times this year are 5 and 7 o'clock depart from Lexington. My hope is, and this was kind of the way it was last year, is the buses were there and ready to go earlier than the latest depart time. Okay, so my hope is those buses are there and ready to take kids home when this concludes. Okay, my bet is this ends closer to 6:20, 6:30, but I could be wrong. But my hope is that those late buses are there closer to this 6 o'clock time and are not just rolling up at 7 o'clock, which I don't believe was the case last year. But I'm thinking this will, we're not going to have to wait too long. Okay. But I know there was some question about that. Just know that we had to get those bus times into Miller before this schedule was announced, or I might have made those times a little different, but we did the best we could. So that's the schedule. Any questions about the schedule?
Yeah, Rebecca had a question.
Sorry. I had a question about the level 3 judging. If they're going to do anything different this year about that's a 2-hour window. So last year they just had to be at their table. So I had a group that advanced to the level 3 judging, but then they were waiting to present their newscast challenge for a while. So we literally were running down, and I think that we got there as the judges were, for them to have to set back up their stuff because they had to take some with it, and it was just very chaotic. They were all upset. But I was wondering, will they give any kind of time since it's a 2-hour window? Because then also those kids didn't get to do any challenges at all, or any of the experiences, because they were just waiting to be judged and stuff like that. So I don't know. It's kind of hard.
So somebody go ahead. Go ahead. Did somebody have a question or add on to that?
I think it was just an echo.
Oh, okay. All right. So now that I'm looking, so this is, again, the schedule is more condensed and different than last year. But the more I look at this, I'm thinking what this level 3 project judging means is there are level 3 project judges, and I'm one of them. They're 20 from the state. And we basically get sequestered in a room, and we go over what are the best projects you saw today. These are the projects that have moved on from each group. And then we talk about the projects, And then we go out and we're like, okay, we've talked about these projects for 45 minutes, an hour. And then we go out and we revisit some of these tables and we're like, okay, tell me about your project. Tell me about your project, that kind of stuff. So I'm thinking what this is that is 12:30. We're being sequestered in a room. The actual project judging will be likely it's going to be this 3 o'clock. I need to get clarification from Jeff on this, but I'm wondering if that's what this means. Is this 3 o'clock time, this level 3 project judging is actually, you'll be judged closer to this 3 o'clock time, like 1:30 to 3, or 3 to 3:30 or something like that, where we're deciding those actual level 3 projects. I'll get confirmation from Jeff on that window, but you're right on there. We're saying that 12:30 to 3 o'clock time frame just doesn't make sense. That's way too big of a time frame, particularly with the few amount of projects that move on to level 3. But I'll get more confirmation on that. I do remember it was a little chaotic last year, going out and revisiting tables for level 3. But I believe that it only took about 45 minutes, an hour total when we were going out and revisiting those projects. But I'll get confirmation in that window, Rebecca. That's a really good question, and exactly what he's meaning here by level 3 project judging and level 3 this 3 o'clock time as well.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm. Any other questions about the schedule? Okay. Remember, Lexington is Eastern Standard Time, just like us. So you don't have to worry about the a central time zone type thing. So that's good. Let's talk about food. So last year, we were able to have the concession stands open during the day. I believe that's going to be the case again this year. You'll also be able to pre-order food. And let me just show you this is what the pre-order form is going to look like. Jeff has not sent this out yet. I'm thinking he's probably going to send this out either during spring break or right after. He's trying to work with the Central Bank Center vendors on a couple of things. Notice the prices: $4 bottle of water, cheese pizza, 8 slices, $15. But then you come down here, and this is what Jeff is really working on. 23% service charge will be added to your total amount due. Okay. So that's what he's trying to get taken care of, is that 23% service charge. He's trying to see if he can get that wiped off. And we'll see if he's successful on that. But that's what the holdup is on you getting this form. Is Jeff is working behind the scenes to kind of see if we can get this taken care of. So hopefully that happens soon. I know he was talking to somebody even a day ago and was like, this could happen any day where you get this pre-order form. When this pre-order form does go out, I will get it to you, and then hopefully you can get it to your kids shortly after, and then we can get this all taken care of. Okay. Notice that this is cashless too, which, last year we were able to get Central Bank Center to take cash as well. And so we'll find out more about food, honestly, here in the next week or so. And it's not a bad idea too, to just say, hey, we're taking our lunch, sack lunch it. So, yeah, just want to give you an update on the food situation. Expect this form soon. These are going to be the options for pre-ordering. So it looks like cheese pizza, pepperoni pizza, ham sandwich, turkey sandwich, chips, jumbo chocolate chip cookie. So there's not a salad or a piece of fruit inside there. But so that's that. All right. Any questions about food?
Last year they had those vendors, and I guess is the pre-order form just to kind of alleviate the long lines for the vendors?
That's the goal. That's the goal of it. And at one point last year, the vendors weren't even going to be open that day, which is ridiculous because they've got to make a ton of money. But yes, the idea is this eliminates lines.
Okay.
So, the vendors should be open again this year, I would think. But we'll know more about that from Jeff here shortly. All right. So again, that's the food. Level 2, how to get ready for level 2 projects, judging. So that rubric, the level 2 project toolkit rubric, is on the STLP site. So if you go to the STLP state site, which if you go to the STLP site and you go to state and you go to level 2 projects, he's got a link to the level 2 project rubric scoring guide. Okay. So the big thing with this is they want to hear about how your pitch has become a reality. So if your pitch in November was, we're going to create a student tech team at Newburgh Middle School, they want to know, did you actually do it? Did you actually create that student tech team? How many teachers did you help? How many students did you help? How many Chromebooks did you service? Did you provide any trainings? What did you do? What kind of action did you take on your project? That's essentially what they're asking here in this level 2 project. And it goes, this rubric, it goes down the list of those Kentucky Tech Standards, Global Collaborator, Creative Communicator, and so on and so on. So if you want to practice against this rubric, please do so. I did offer you guys I don't know if you've seen in the 3 things that practice week Google Sheet where you can sign up to view each other's projects. I recommend doing that. Just saying, hey, we'd like to pitch our project to you virtually, and you kind of connect on a Google Meet. So maybe Westport and Newburgh can connect on a Google Meet, or Alex Kennedy and Bloom could connect on a Google Meet. So I definitely recommend doing that. If you need further assistance with that, you can always reach out to me or Steven, and we can kind of help your kids with their pitch or with their project presentation for level 2. But I definitely recommend that sheet. Let me just go ahead and throw it up here for you guys. Again, this is that practice week. There we go. This is the sheet. Oh man, people are using it. That's awesome. All right. Well, how about that? So, yeah. So you're on here, and so Newburgh's on here. Breck Frank. So okay, so good. I see what you're doing. So hopefully somebody signs up here to give Newburgh, some peer feedback, and Breck Frank some new peer feedback, and we go from there. But yeah, I recommend using this and kind of connecting with other schools. It's a great idea to have students present to other students, and just to kind of have students present, period, to kind of get that practice, right? So that's an option available to you. And if you need other options, you can reach out to me or Steven. And any questions about level 2? Or any other state questions at all? Okay, Hannah, go for it.
And I'm sorry, I got in here late, so I'm not sure if this question has already been asked. But is there anywhere if it says if a parent is allowed to come if they drive themselves?
Yes, parents are allowed. Parents are allowed to come. It's an open event.
Thank you.
Okay, Sharon, Sharon, did you say you requested a bus, but you can't?
Yeah, I did. And then I got an email from you, I don't know, just saying that I was on the schedule with Atherton, but then the most recent email had an Excel spreadsheet and I didn't see Westport on it. So I don't know if that was something different.
All right, let me look here. Final bus. I've got like 17 spreadsheets on this. it's crazy. So yeah, you guys are on bus 23. You're on bus 23 with
Okay.
Yeah, Westport. Yep, there you are. So your kids
Is it coming to Westport to pick us up, or do we go to Atherton?
No, it's coming to Westport, which is really big this year. Last year there were these central location times that we had to all report to. So, but this year it's coming to every school on this list. The bus is coming to your school, which is great.
Okay.
So
7 o'clock, is that what it said?
Yours says 7:15 is when your bus is arriving at Westport.
Okay, so another dumb question, because I've never done a field trip or been on a bus at Westport. Do they pick us up at the front of the school?
Yes.
Okay, so in the morning at 7:15, there are buses dropping students off. So in the front of the school. So that's still where we going to pick it up?
Is there a better place to pick up, you think?
I don't know, but I can ask somebody where they should pick us up, and then
if you find out a better place to be picked up, email me and I'll email Lisa Callahan at Miller, and I'll tell them, hey, pick them up over, by the gym or something.
Okay. I will do that. And then
I didn't even think about that's a good point there. I didn't even think about middle school and high school pickup times there interfering with the bus line. But yeah, so
thank you.
Good question. But you're on a bus 23.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. Any other questions about state?
Mary put in the chat, she wanted to know if you could confirm Conway PRP. Their
The
bus.
latest I saw was, thanks, Stephen. The latest I saw was the PRP was, I don't know if there was a line cutting through it. It was struck down, or is it something that I misunderstood?
Like I said, I have like 4 or 5 different copies of this spreadsheet. So this probably isn't the most recent one. I believe you're correct. I believe you're correct that PRP is no longer attending, and so it would just be strictly Conway bus.
Okay, thank you.
It's crazy. This thing changes almost daily. It's insane.
I can't imagine how you're doing it, but thank you though.
Yep. So, but you're good. Bus 24 still. Yep. All right. Any other questions about this? All right. April 19th state. So again, like we come back from spring break, we have, what is that? 1.5 weeks, and then we're there, right? So that's cool. All right. I think that's it, guys. Thank you so much.
Sorry, I had a question about the drone thing, but I'm on a computer I'm not used to, and so I can't find anything. So the drone competition, I filled out the paper for that, and it said something would occur during the weeks before that at your school. So I don't know if that was something that I missed or if that's still coming.
There's a drone, so a drone competition?
Yeah, like a drone flying competition. And
Yeah.
I think I had 1 or 2 students that wanted to sign up for it.
Right,
I did sign them up for it, but it said that it would occur in the weeks before state competition at your school or somewhere. I can't remember where they said it would be.
Oh, drone challenge. Okay, I see it.
Yeah.
There it is. This is it.
JCPS currently has a no drone policy for liability reasons.
Okay.
So it might have been something that other districts could participate in beforehand, and then they had the finals at state. Maybe, I don't know. I don't have it in front of me. I know Russ is looking at it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. You guys can still see my screen, right?
No, you're not presenting right now.
Oh, I'm not. Okay. All right. So let's go back here. So this is the drone bulletin. So this looks like kids bring their own drone. So I would have them bring their, if they have a drone, bring it. Was that the plan? Sharon, was the kids were going to bring their own drone?
Well, I'm not really sure because it said that it was something that would occur in the weeks prior to the state event on the Google form. So I don't know.
Huh.
But I have not seen that flyer. So yeah, so it's a safety. And then the other thing was that we signed up for it, but it says 9 to 12. So
9 to 12, yeah.
Is it
So,
still
yeah.
okay for middle school or no?
That's a good question. I'll tell you what. So you did register for it?
I did.
If the kids have their own drone, because it says bring your own, I would, if you email, do you have Jeff, Jeff Sobolski, right?
Mm-hmm.
Email Jeff Sobolski and tell him the situation that, hey, you're in
Okay.
middle school, you registered for this. Is it still okay that they compete?
Okay.
I think it probably is, to be honest. But again, I would just make sure that you've also read this, that this is the deal where they have to have safety glasses and they have to have their own drone.
No problem. Yeah.
So
Okay.
email Jeff that question and you can
Okay.
CC me.
Okay, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
All right.
Do we meet one
Okay.
more time before state, or is this it?
No. Well,
So we have
actually,
another-
so yeah, I guess we have 1 week. Yeah, we'll meet on the 12th too, in case anybody has any last minute questions.
That's a great question, Judith. And we'll see.
I'm gonna stop the recording. Yeah, we'll see. We shall see. All right, guys. That is it.
You're still recording, by the way.
I know I'm trying to record, stop it, but it won't stop. Okay. Well, all right, cool. So we'll see. We'll see, Judith. All right. Thanks so much. Bye.
Good job. You're still recording. End it.